Here we are at the start of the Great Bear Wilderness Experience at Brookfield Zoo. We're outside of the bison habitat, and the bison habitat is the first area that people will experience on their Great Bear Wilderness expedition. Now behind me you're going to see the bison prairie, and the bison carry a very special significance to CZS as well as to some First Nations such as the Lakota Sioux. When people come here, they'll be able to understand the symbolism that the American bison had to the Lakota Sioux. A lot of cultures believe that they were defined by the bison herds of their time, and that as long as the bison herds were healthy, their cultures were healthy as well. Here at the Chicago Zoological Society, we adopted the bison as our symbol to show our commitment to conservation. But the really cool things that people will be able to experience here are very different views of the bison. For example, if you take a look behind me, you can start to see how the bison habitat rises. There are actually two parts to the bison home. The bison can actually go from one area to another by crossing a bridge. It's a bermed bridge that goes over a tunnel that people will actually travel through to get to Great Bear Wilderness. The cool thing about this is that this mimics something that one of our conservation partners does, the Yellowstone to Yukon initiative, building highway overpasses or underpasses to allow wildlife to safely cross highways. And we'll probably talk about that a bit later. But here we want to focus on something cool the bison are doing with one of our conservation partners, the American Prairie Foundation. You see, bison are helping bring back the prairie. That's right. When bison are on the prairie, they actually stimulate the growth of prairie grass. Bison are artists of the prairie because they do a grazing pattern that's known as mosaic grazing. And as bison eat, they sway their head from side to side and leave patches of prairie grass which stimulate these grasses to grow. Bison then will lie down and start to do what's called wallowing in the dirt, creating a large depression that, when filled with water, provides a breeding ground for amphibians as well as insects. Now, as the prairie revitalizes, other animals start to return, such as the black-footed ferret, the peregrine falcon, and the prairie falcon. So as bison inhabit the prairie, they make a suitable habitat for other animals as well. So come on down to Great Bear Wilderness, take a look at the bison as they go from one area to the other. Pretend you're a car on the Trans-Canada Highway as the bison start to safely go across your area of traffic, and learn a bit more about the symbolism these animals have to different cultures as well as the CZS, but more importantly, think about what these animals mean to you.